Good day, everyone. Today I will discuss reality therapy. Reality therapy is a therapeutic modality that was developed by William Glasser, and it's based on a philosophy he also developed called a choice theory. Let's start with the biography of William Glasser. He born in 1925 in Cleveland, Ohio. He was educated at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio. His initial training was in chemical engineering, then a master's in clinical psychology. In 1953, he attended medical school intending to become a psychiatrist. He attended UCLA Medical School and became a board-certified psychiatrist in 1961. His first book was Reality Therapy and his theory published in 1965. In this book, he believed that mental illness was the inability to meet two basic needs: the need to love and be loved, and the need to feel that we are worthwhile to ourselves and others. Robert Hambledon was one of the first to be trained in reality therapy, especially in his adaptation and expansion of the theory. In 1962, Glasser began to present public lectures on reality psychiatry, but few psychiatrists during the audience. Most of those attending were educators, social workers, counselors, and correctional workers. So Glasser changed the name of his system to reality therapy. Glasser became convinced that it was of most importance that clients accept personal responsibility for their behavior. So, the essence of reality therapy now taught all over the world is that we are all responsible for what we choose to do. Next is the biography of Robert Hambledon. He was born in 1936 in Cincinnati, Ohio. He received his doctorate in counseling from the University of Cincinnati. He is a member of several professional organizations and has licenses as a counselor and psychologist. Now he is a director of the Center for Reality Therapy in Cincinnati and professor emeritus of Xavier University. His specialties are adapting choice theory and reality therapy to various cultures and ethnic groups. He received the Gratitude Award for initiating reality therapy in the United Kingdom and the Certificate of Reality Therapy Psychotherapist by the European Association for Psychotherapy in 2009. He extended the theory and practice of reality therapy with his conception of the WDEP system, which I'll describe later. Next is key concepts. Choice theory is the philosophical basis of how we come to understand a person, and reality therapy is how the practitioner applies his skill to impact the client based on that philosophical understanding. Key concepts of the choice theory include 10 axioms of choice theory, needs and wants, internal control, choice, the quality world, and the total behavior. What are the 10 axioms of choice theory? These 10 axioms help us understand the basis of choice theory and begin to offer us a sense of how it is applied. They include the following. 1. The only person whose behavior we can control is our own. 2. All we can give another person is information. 3. All long-lasting psychological problems are relationship problems. 4. The problem relationship is always part of our present life. 5. What happened in the past has everything to do with what we are today. 6. We can only satisfy our needs by satisfying the pictures in our quality world. 7. All we do is behave. 8. All behavior is total behavior and it's made up of four components: acting, thinking, feeling, and physiology. 9. All total behavior is chosen, so we only have direct control over the acting and thinking components. 10. All total behavior is designated by verb and named by the part that is the most recognizable. Next is needs and wants. Glasser identified 5 needs as critical to human functioning. He suggests that each of us has a specific need strand profiles that is based on our genetics. The kinds of choices made to meet needs define personality, including survival or self-preservation, is basic to our existence and includes the survival of species through sex and self-preservation by ensuring we have food, shelter, safety, and health. Next, love and belonging is building relationships with one another. So one major focus of reality therapy is to help clients examine how they are fulfilling their relationship needs. Next, power or inner control is related to having as a sense of empowerment, worthiness, self-efficacy, recognition, and achievement. Also can be life-sustaining and creative and can help us feel good about ourselves, or it can be destructive and life-threatening. Next, freedom or independence is the ability to do what we want when we want as long as it does not cause harm to others. Allows individuals to be creative, inventive, and expressive. Last, fun or enjoyment. Fun is best defined by laughter. Glasser also believes that fun is learning process. Experience the fun when uncovering new ideas and learning new tasks, and our lives would be stagnant if this were not the case. Next is internal control. Those who live by a philosophy of internal control take responsibility for their behaviors. To encourage internal control behaviors and healthy relationships, Glasser suggests that clients work on exhibiting 7 caring habits, such as listening and trusting, while avoiding the 7 deadly habits, such as blaming and punishing. Relationships anchored in caring habits allow for differences, are negotiable, and are loving. Next is choice. Basic choice theory is the idea that one is constantly making choices for the purpose of need satisfaction, which can lead to healthy or dysfunctional ways of living in the world. All we do from birth to death is behave, and every behavior is chosen. Glasser believes that people do not become depressed, rather they choose to be depressed. For example, if a friend dies, we may feel sad or depressed. After a brief period of time, we choose to depress, that is, to maintain the feeling of depression. Next is quality work. From birth, each of us has a model or picture of the kind of work that would most satisfy our needs, called our quality work. These pictures reflect what is important to us and what we most desire or want. As a personal picture album of all people, things, ideas, and ideals that have been discovered to increase the quality of life. Understanding the quality worth of the client is critical to helping the client find ways of most effectively meeting his or her needs and to help the client discover those pictures that may no longer be serving a need-satisfying purpose. Next is total behavior. Total behavior is composed of four elements that include acting, thinking, feeling, and physiology. The choice theory maintains that we can only choose how we act and think, and that feelings and physiological responses are the result of how act and think. So, in counseling, if we want to change how we feel and if we want to affect our physiology, we must do something different, which entail making new and better choices about how we act and think. Next is characteristics of reality therapy. Glasser has given increasing attention to the role of meaningful relationships in fostering emotional health. Choice theory teaches that talking about what client cannot control is of minimal value. The emphasis is on what clients can control in their relationships. First, emphasize choice and responsibility. Be responsible for what choose. Therapists focus on those areas where clients have a choice for doing so gets them closer to the people they need. Next, reject transference. Glasser contends that transference is a way that both therapist and client avoid being how they are and owning what they are doing right now. Next, keep the therapy in the present. Many therapeutic models teach that to function well in the present, people must understand and revisit their past. So the reality therapist does not totally reject the past. Next, avoid focusing on symptoms. In traditional therapy, focuses on symptoms by asking clients how they feel and why they are obsessing. Glasser contends that people who have symptoms believe that if they could only be symptoms-free, they would find happiness, and all symptoms are caused by a present unhappy relationship. Last, challenge traditional views of mental illness. The choice theory rejects the traditional notion that people with problematic physical and psychological symptoms are mentally ill. By reframing diagnostic categories and negative behaviors, the counselors help the client to perceive his or her behaviors in a very different light, which facilitates the search for more effective solutions and choices. Next is therapeutic goals. A basic goal of reality therapy is to help clients learn better ways of fulfilling all of their needs, including achievement, power or inner control, freedom or independence, and fun. The basic human needs serve to focus treatment planning and setting both short and long-term goals. Next is therapy's function and role. Therapy is considered a mentoring process. So the therapist is the teacher and the client is the student. Reality therapists teach clients how to engage in self-evaluation. Here are some questions that therapists tend to ask clients, such as how would you most like to change your life, and etc. Reality therapists assist clients in evaluating their own behavioral direction, specific actions, wants, perceptions, level of commitment, possibilities for new directions, and actions plan. Clients then decide what to change and formulate a plan to facilitate the desired changes. Next is clients' experience in therapy. In therapy, emphasizes is on actions. So when clients change what they are doing, they often change how they are feeling and thinking. And questions are part of the self-evaluation process. And also, client can expect to experience some urgency in therapy. So time is important as each session may be the last. Next is relationship between therapist and client. Reality therapy emphasizes an understanding and supportive relationship or therapeutic alliance, which is the foundation for effective outcomes. Once involvement has been established, the counselor assists clients in gaining a deeper understanding of the consequences of their current behavior. Next is therapeutic techniques. The practice of reality therapy can best be conceptualized as the cycle of counseling, which consists of two major components: creating the counseling environment and implementing the specific procedure that lead to changes in behavior. Wobbling highlights the importance of embracing and practicing the tonics of helping relationship, which are those attitudes and techniques that will facilitate a strong therapeutic relationship while avoiding the toxins of helping relationship, which are those attitudes that are destructive to the relationship. Tonics of the relationship listed here represent a series of techniques and relationship skills that can positively impact the counseling relationship. Let's take a quick look at some of these. Use attending and reflective listening skills, establish boundaries, show empathy, be ethical, share self, suspend judgment, allow silence, invite solution, and etc. Reality therapists tend to use certain psychotherapeutic techniques more than others. The ones that are more commonly used are described here. Questions. Questions play an important role in exploring total behavior, evaluating what people are doing, and making specific plans. Questions can be useful to reality therapists in four ways: to enter the inner world of clients, to gather information, to give information, and to help clients take more effective control. Next is being positive. Focuses on what the client can do. So opportunities are taken to reinforce positive action and constructive planning. For example, if a client says, "I'm angry about what Mary said to me today," therapists not respond, "Has this been happening to you for a long time?" Therapists might respond, "What are you going to do so that you will not choose to anger Mary?" The emphasis of the counselor's question on positive action. Next is metaphors. Attending to and using the client's language can be helpful in communicating understanding to a client through the use of her language. For example, if a client says, "When he left, it was like the roof fell on me," the therapist might say, "What does it feel like when the roof falls on your body?" In a sense, the therapist is talking in a way that is congruent with the client's personal perceptions. Next is humor. Therapists sometimes have the opportunity to laugh at themselves that encourages clients to do the same. Fun is a basic need according to the reality therapy. It can sometimes be met to a small degree in the therapy session itself. Next is confrontation. Reality therapists do not accept client excuses and do not give up easily in their work. The therapist does not criticize or argue with the client, but rather continues to work to explore total behavior and to make effective plans. The last is paradoxical intention. In reality therapy, making plans and getting clients to commit to plans can generally be done directly. Next is toxin of the helping relationship. A number of behaviors can go far in destroying a therapeutic relationship and relationships in general. Based on external control, many of these behaviors are similar to those that Glasser highlights in his list of 7 deadly habits. A common method of training reality therapists is the WDEP system developed by Bob Wobbleding. This system stands for the wants of the client, what the client is doing in his or her life's direction, evaluating if what the client is doing is working, and developing a plan of action that can be implemented. Let's move on to discovering wants. Reality therapists assist clients in discovering their wants and hopes. The key question asked is, what do you want? Therapists' skillful questioning clients are assisted in defining what they want from the counseling process and from the world around them. It is useful for clients to define what they accept and want from the counselor and from themselves. Part of counseling consists of exploring the picture album or quality work of clients and how their behavior is aimed at moving their perceptions of the external world closer to their inner world of wants. Here are some useful questions to help clients pinpoint what they want. Next is analyzing doing. After identifying wants in their client's quality world, counselors can begin to ask their clients to describe what they are doing to fulfill their wants. Reality therapy focuses on gaining awareness of and changing current total behavior. The focus on the present is characterized by the key question asked by the reality therapist. What are you doing now? Next is self-evaluation techniques. The essential aspects of self-evaluation is a personal, inner judgment about behavior or quality work wants. After identifying what clients are doing to have their wants fulfilled, they can begin the process of evaluating if what they are doing is working for them. Artful questioning assists clients in evaluating their present behavior and the direction this is taking them. Next is make specific workable plans. Clients can develop a plan to change what they are doing. Building identifies 3 levels of planning: those initiated solely by the client, those developed with the counselor, and those developed by the counselor. Those initiated solely by the client are most effective. And also he suggests 2 types of plans: those that are linear and those that are paradoxical. Linear plans address the problem directly and are often client-initiated. For instance, if a client wants to have a better relationship and finds that he is spending little time with his partner, a linear plan would be to focus directly on finding ways to make more time. Paradoxical plans work with the problem indirectly and are generally counselor initiated. For example, a person who is constantly worrying about others and so not able to build friendship is told to spend more time worrying about others and to write down all of her worries. Plans come in many shapes and sizes, and whatever type of plan is decided upon needs to be workable. The culmination of the cycle of counseling rests with a plan of action. The essence of a workable plan with acronym SAMI2C3. The plan should be simple, attainable, measurable, immediate, involved, controlled by the client, committed to, and consistent.
Reality therapy is popular in school-state mental health hospitals, halfway houses, and alcohol and drug abuse centers. Many of the military clinics that treat substance abusers use reality therapy as their preferred therapeutic approach.
Next is contributions of reality therapy. Focuses on making changes in the present. It is an effective short-term approach, deals with conscious behavioral problems. The existential underpinning of a choice theory are a major strength of this approach, which accentuates taking responsibility for what we are doing. Focusing on acting and thinking reduces resistance to counseling, and this is a positive approach with an action orientation. Next is limitations of approaches. Discounts the therapeutic value of explorations of the client's past, dreams, the unconscious, early childhood experiences, and transference. The approach is limited to less complex problems. It is problem-solving therapy that tends to discourage the explorations of deeper emotional issues. And the last, reality therapy, not take into account environmental forces such as discrimination and racism that affect people from different cultures. Next is using reality therapy with other theories. Knowledge of a variety of theories helps reality therapists to augment their skills by adhering to reality therapy procedures. Praise is important in reality therapy and comparable to the term positive reinforcement in behavior therapy, and also role-playing and modeling are other behavior therapy techniques that are consistent with methods used to help clients carry out plans in reality therapy. Reality therapy is not a problem-solving approach. There are times when it is helpful to use behavioral problem-solving techniques with clients. Cognitive therapies, such as those of Adler and Ellis's rational emotive behavior therapy, have active components that can be used by reality therapists in their work. Frankel's existential view of meaning and being able to choose and be responsible for choices one makes is quite similar to Glasser's philosophy of choice theory. During the development of a friendly relationship with a client, some reality therapists have found the empathic listening approach of Rogers to be helpful.
Last topic is efficacy of reality therapy. Recently, reality therapy was identified as an evidence-based approach by the National Registry of Evidence-Based Programs and Practices. Some of these were reality therapy has shown some potential positive impact include the following: reduction in domestic violence, decrease in depression, increase in the self-concept of students, reduction in post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms, and etc.
A sample of case study. Rebecca is a 13 years old 8th grade student who is new to school. She comes to counseling at her mother's request and expresses her inability to make friends and form new relationships. She states that this has never been an issue with her in the past and that she had many friends at her other school. She thinks that her lack of friendship is starting to affect her happiness and her grades are slowly declining as a result. She has always been an A or B student and now has a C in two of her classes. As a result of her grades dropping, her mother has contacted the school counseling office and requested the counselor speak to Rebecca. Based on reality therapy, Rebecca's social and quality worth were not aligned due to the lack of peer interaction, leaving a void of the most important basic need, love or belonging. She needed to find ways to fulfill the need for love or belonging in order for her to be academically motivated. Using the WDEP model was a viable technique for her because it gives her the opportunity to take control of her own choices and behaviors, which empowers her in the process. The WDEP model serves as a tool to break down choices and push her to alter her individual perceptions. She is able to see that her current behaviors and actions are not getting her what she wants, and she learns to take responsibility for her individual actions. Additionally, she evaluates whether or not her actions are helping her to reach a specific goal. Finally, she forms her own immediate plan so she can see positive results quickly. This motivates her to continue to make choices that will allow her to continue to succeed and take personal responsibility for future behaviors. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.